फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I'm Surama Kaushik. It's time for Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh. Sri Lanka have already defeated Bangladesh in Asia Cup. It's time for Bangladesh to defeat Sri Lanka or not this time around. Let's hear it out from Chetan Narula and Taus Rizvi. Chetan, there is no reserve day for this match to begin with. So, aaj hi hoga jo hoga. So, what do you think? Bangladesh are gonna win it or not? Do you think उनकी टीम है ये मैच जीतने वाली?
देखिए, मैच जीतने वाली टीम तो ऑब्वियसली है. दे हैव बीटन श्रीलंका इन द पास्ट, but I don't think they have the momentum on their side, and I think they have issues with their batting, जो हमने पहले भी बहुत बार डिस्कस किया है. Their batting is a bit lightweight at the top. Sri Lanka is playing at home. Sri Lanka have a very set formula now, जो हमें देखने को मिल रहा है. कि they start with spin, they strangle the top order, और ये formula हमने 96 में भी देखा था when they won the World Cup. I'm not going to say that Sri Lanka is going to win the World Cup, but this is a formula which works for them historically, and they have good spinners all the time. Yes, Muralitharan is no longer there, and Hasranga is missing. But they keep on throwing names which do the job for them. बीच में आते हैं. अब वो कितना जाके वो नाम क्या मुरलीधरन के लेवल का बन पाते हैं? Obviously मुरलीधरन का लेवल कोई भी अचीव नहीं कर सकता. But they find spinners who keep on doing the job, and then obviously they find somebody like a Patirana who is obviously not at the Malinga level, but he is also doing a job. हम लोगों ने tournament शुरू होने से पहले ये बात की थी कि baby Patirana is at the ODI level or not. But he's been doing the job. Sri Lanka have found players who are doing the job, despite missing four first choice bowlers. So I think they start favorites for today's game. Obviously, ये देखना होगा कि rain और moisture ने Colombo की conditions को क्या किया है. और जैसा आपने कहा कि no reserve day, so yeah, I mean, it seems like a bilateral tournament हो रही है, जिसके around आपको free में friendly matches मिल रहे हैं.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good. Now, I think whenever it comes to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, there's also a kind of rivalry that people enjoy. And I'm sure that in today's match, people will enjoy Bangladesh and Sri Lanka side. Taus, Bangladesh have won the toss. They have opted to bowl first. What's your thought on this decision?
It's a big game for Bangladesh because if they don't win here, they are out of the tournament. यहाँ पर क्योंकि करो या मरो, it's a do or die situation, क्योंकि बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा for Bangladesh to come bounce back from here. But then the most exciting part here for Sri Lanka is that they are on their verge to become the second most, if they win this game, second most consecutive wins. यहाँ पर I mean if we talk about a little bit of stats, 12 South Africa, उसके ऊपर है Australia who had like 22 consecutive wins. Here Bangladesh are 12 with South Africa and 13th if they win this game, 13th. So they are in tremendous form when it comes to ODIs, and I'm very excited about that. And here, Sri Lanka are the favorites right now in this tournament, and the way they have, despite losing some of their players to injuries and some caution, some scares, they have up to the point, especially when this not being, which is so good for them before the World Cup. खास करके यहाँ पर बांग्लादेश में है really on and off, hot and cold, which is what Shakib al Hasan said.
Taus, I'm not able to hear you properly. There's some connection issue.
Have been that they should or have not to deliver up to.
Chetan, are you able to listen to Taus properly?
No, there's some connection issue.
There's some connection issue from his side. Okay, so Chetan, the other day, you and I were talking about this Bangladesh side, and we were just discussing, how Shakib al Hasan, every time he comes up with the comments like, our batting's not good, or our bowling did this. And same thing happened after the match against Pakistan, right? He said the same thing. He said that our batting was terribly bad. We didn't bat well. I don't think so that this kind of comments should come in, because it demotivates the team, especially when the captain says so. What is your thought?
No, obviously, it's a bit of a demotivation, definitely. But let's be honest, कि Bangladesh batting hasn't really done as per expectations. एक match को अगर हम छोड़ दें, I think the one where they have those hundreds, उसके अलावा आप श्रीलंका और पाकिस्तान के against whenever they've played, they haven't really come up with the goods. And ठीक है, they did they did beat Afghanistan, but in that particular game they आपका level तभी ऊपर जाएगा when you start beating teams like Sri Lanka and Pakistan, and we've spoken about this, that Bangladesh have had this problem for a long time now, that they're not able to raise their game against teams like Sri Lanka. Pakistan चलिए आप एक अलग level पे छोड़ दीजिए, लेकिन श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट आप अपना गेम इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं. और even in the game against Pakistan he had a point, because that was not the worst batting track. श्रीलंका वाला जो बालेकेलिया गेम था, that was actually a tougher batting track that compared to जो उनको जो लाहौर में मिला है against Pakistan. So मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि they could have scored 350 on that pitch, but even against that bowling attack आपको कम से कम 270, 275, 280 बनाना चाहिए. And I'm talking from a Bangladesh point of view, because if you're not scoring those runs, you will not compete in ODI cricket. And there's a World Cup coming, of which Bangladesh is going to be a part. तो अगर आपकी बैटिंग 275 एक अच्छे बॉलिंग अटैक के सामने अगर आप 280 रन भी नहीं बना पा रहे हो, which is a very very standard requirement in ODI cricket now, so अगर आप वो भी नहीं बना पा रहे हो, आप देखो ना अफगानिस्तान को देखो, अफगानिस्तान playing on the same pitch against Sri Lanka, they almost chased down 292, and not in 50 overs, in 37 overs, वो एक दो बॉल का डिफरेंस रह गया था. और अफगानिस्तान की बैटिंग इज एक्चुअली देयर वीकनेस. तो Bangladesh still has more batting strength than Afghanistan on paper at least. या अगर हम reputation के बारे में बात करें तो so from that perspective I would say कि Bangladesh's batting is almost non-existent. मैं नहीं कहूँगा they are non-existent, but non-existent के पास जा रहे हैं. And with the World Cup coming, अगर World Cup नहीं आ रहा होता किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मुझे वैसे भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But with the World Cup coming, if your batting lineup is not able to put on 275, 280 on the board on Lahore type of wickets, then there is definitely a problem. And then Shakib's comment actually makes sense, because उसको आप इस तरीके से भी देख सकते हो कि वो इंस्पायर करने की कोशिश कर रहा है पब्लिकली उनको embarrass करके. That is a way of inspiring people, but it doesn't seem to be working with these Bangladeshi batsmen.
Absolutely, it looks so. We'll have a quick look at Bangladesh playing 11, and Taos today as well. Bangladesh have done one change. Dasun Ahmed has come in place of Afif Hussain. We were talking about the changes that Bangladesh side has done so far in this tournament. हमने पाकिस्तान के against देखा था, उन्होंने 3 changes करे थे. कुछ फायदा उस चीज का हुआ नहीं, बिकॉज एट द एंड यू लॉस्ट दैट मैच. आज यहाँ पर सिर्फ एक चेंज किया है. हम बार बार कह रहे हैं दैट हाउ यू रियली नीड टू बैक योर प्लेयर्स. what do you have to say about this playing 11? because अगर हम starting देखें तो आपके एक मैच में मेहदी हसन ने आपको स्कोर करके दिखाया था, he got that century, लेकिन अगले मैच में वो 0 पे आउट हुए. देन पिछला जो मैच था वहां पे हमें शाकिब अल हसन और मुशफिकुर ने अच्छा करके दिखाया, लेकिन आपको कोई भी मदद नहीं मिली बाकी बैटर्स से. so I don't think so that's a very balanced side. what are your thoughts on that?
I think वो फिर से अटक गए.
Yeah, let's talk about Bangladesh playing 11. Chetan, आज भी एक चेंज किया है उन्होंने. What do you have to say about it?
I think शौरफुल आए हैं.
नसूम अहमद हाँ जी, आफिफ हुसैन की जगह.
नहीं, look, I think the issue, I mean, yes, we can discuss about their bowling, but like I've just mentioned earlier, the main issue is with their batting lineup. So unless and until their batting really clicks, I don't see how. अब आज देखिए पहले वो गेंदबाजी कर रहे हैं, so obviously the task is cut out in front of the Bangladeshi bowlers. But even if they restrict them to 250, 275, restrict Sri Lanka, क्या हम ये कह रहे हैं कि ये बांग्लादेश लाइनअप 250 चेज कर सकता है? Because they haven't really कर सकता है, on paper कर सकता है. Obviously Shanto की injury is a very very big blow for them, because he got those runs under his belt, but Miraz has scored runs, but he's not really carried his form. So वो ही बात है. Obviously, like I said, कि बांग्लादेश bowlers के सामने उनको एक अच्छी स्टार्ट देनी होगी, श्रीलंका को शॉक देना होगा। और श्रीलंका, if they score 275, 280, they'll be thinking, oh, you know what, we have a winning score on the board, because again it will be all about बैटिंग लाइनअप। और आप हमेशा शकीब और मुशफिकुर पे नहीं आ सकते हैं। हम पिछले 15 साल से शकीब और मुशफिकुर पे जा रहे हैं बार-बार। सो बांग्लादेश बैटिंग हैज टू ग्रो अप फ्रॉम दैट। आप अगर मिराज की बात करें, मतलब उन्होंने 100 बनाया लेकिन पाकिस्तान गेम के अगेंस्ट कुछ नहीं किया। शकीब और मुशफिकुर ऐसे प्लेयर्स हैं जो 100s बना के उस फॉर्म को कैरी ऑन करते हैं या करते थे। सो आई थिंक सारा नेगेटिव जो है उनकी बैटिंग में ही है। इट ऑब्वियसली आपको बॉलिंग अच्छी करनी है, रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना है श्रीलंका को, जितना कम आप स्कोर उनको बनाने दें। बट अगेन द क्वेश्चन मार्क विल बी ऑन देयर बैटिंग लाइनअप।
एंड आज तो चेतन वो एक एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर के साथ आए हैं। ये शाकिब अल हसन ने भी कहा कि हमने एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर रखा है, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस, बिकॉज़ ही इज आल्सो नॉट वेरी श्योर ऑफ अगेन।
लेकिन आपने जैसे कहा था ना कि शकीब अल हसन ने उनको क्रिटिसाइज किया है, तो वहां पे एक बात ये जरूर कहना चाहूंगा कि डिस्पाइट द क्रिटिसिज्म उन्होंने टॉप ऑर्डर अपना चेंज नहीं किया है। सो
ट्रू। या एक्चुअली आई थिंक अगर आप टॉप ऑर्डर देखें बांग्लादेश का, सो यू हैव समवन लाइक लिटन दास। आई वुड एक्सपेक्ट लिटन दास टू प्ले वेल टुडे, बिकॉज आपने लिटन दास से इतनी ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस लगा के रखे हैं। यू वुड वांट हिम टू स्कोर वेल इन अ मैच लाइक दिस। इट्स अ मस्ट विन मैच फॉर बांग्लादेश। ऑब्वियसली आपने जिस तरह से बात करी मेहदी हसन मिराज के बारे में, वी सॉ हिम इन दैट मैच वेयर ही स्कोर्ड 100, बट अगेन अगेंस्ट एन ओपोनेंट लाइक पाकिस्तान he had to score in that match, but he couldn't. And again, then it comes to Shakib al Hasan and Mushfiqur Rahman, and आपके पास फिर कुछ नहीं बचेगा, आपको वहीं देखना पड़ेगा। So let's see कि कैसे उनकी बॉलिंग आज होती है, क्योंकि पहले बॉलिंग करेंगे श्रीलंका की साइड को भी हम एक बार देख लेते हैं। यहाँ पर obviously it's a good news for everyone that the sun is shining brightly in Colombo. Everyone was waiting for this only.
नहीं, एक्चुअली मैंने एक और शो पे मैं बात कर रहा था, तो वहां पे मैंने क्लियर बोल दिया था कि मैचेस होंगे, पूरा हफ्ता मैचेस होंगे। रेन के बारे में ट्विटर सोशल मीडिया आजकल ऐसे बिहेव करता है जैसे कभी क्रिकेट पे बारिश हुई नहीं है, ठीक है। और किसी को रेन फोरकास्ट पढ़ना आता नहीं है। 2019 में ऑब्वियसली मेरे को भी क्रिकेट करते हुए बहुत टाइम हो गया, और लेकिन 2019 में मुझे पता चला कि जब 70% बारिश का होता है, तो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि 70% ऑफ द डे इट विल बी रेनिंग। इट मींस कि 70% ऑफ द एरिया विल गेट द रेन। और कोलंबो बहुत बड़ा है। प्रेमदासा इज इन खेतरामा, और कोलंबो दिल्ली एनसीआर की तरह बड़ा है। सो यू नो इट्स रियली, अब सोशल मीडिया पे कौन एक्सप्लेन करे, लेकिन पूरे वीक में 50% 40% ये रेन के चांसेस हैं। आई एम टेलिंग यू, वी विल हैव ऑल द मैचेस दिस वीक, ऑल ऑफ देम।
Yeah. And one match with the reserve day as well. So if it rains in that match, you'll get to see that.
2 matches with the reserve day.
Yeah, 2 matches. But yes, everybody was expecting final. Nobody was expecting the other match. But okay, okay, that's going to be there. Okay, Taus, Chetan and I have discussed quite a lot here about Bangladesh team. Let's shift to Sri Lankan side, because we talked about Bangladesh team till now. Sri Lanka's playing 11. Today after the toss, Dasun Shanaka was there, and he said that, you know, how Pathirana and how Thikshana have bowled has given strength to their team, and, you know, they are complementing the team. What's your take? Because, you know, these two bowlers were the ones who came into limelight in IPL, and everybody was talking about them in IPL, and after that they have got their position in the ODI side of their national side. So what's your take on these two bowlers?
Well, Sri Lanka, I'm not surprised that Sri Lanka keeps getting, you know, naturally talented bowlers, who are not mechanical, what you see all around the world. I mean, these guys are special talents, extraordinary, with, you know, different skills. Or Pathirana is carrying on the legacy of Malinga, which is so beautiful. And not a lot of people, I think, expected Pathirana to deliver in one-dayers, which he has already started delivering, having questioned his ability. He won't be able to translate his T20 success in ODI, and especially, I mean, even the CSK guys were saying, told him that don't get into ODI cricket much. But then this is beautiful. I mean, when you answer back to players, into critics like that, I can deliver in all kind of formats, whatever it is, whatever comes my way. Beautiful. I mean, Pathirana, what a bowler he is. I mean, the kind of guesswork that he does to the batsmen, they are all the time confused, and the pace that he has, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Sri Lanka gets different kind of talents. There was a phase when they were struggling with kind of after Murali and Rangana Hera. There was a phase that they had struggled with bowlers, with that kind of bowlers which they used to have. Now these kind of, Hasaranga coming in with that variety. Then there is another Tikshana. Then you have Patirana. It definitely boosts their confidence. Sri Lanka is definitely the side to watch out for. Not maybe in this World Cup. Not maybe. I mean, they may not also qualify. Last year they qualified because it was T20, and I believe that T20 is a format which anybody can come and not anybody, but then chances are anybody can come and win. So यहाँ पर ODIs, I mean, they will have some time, but this is a side which is evolving and it has a bright future. I mean, आप देखेंगे 3-4 साल बाद this will be the lineup, और वो पाकिस्तान जैसा deliver कर रहे हैं अभी. I mean, the kind of balance that they have, which I think Sri Lanka is the side has the potential to deliver, has the balance, has the talent and the potential and the kind of skills that is needed in international cricket. वो कर सकते हैं. This is what I believe. Sri Lanka. I mean, these two bowlers amazing. Patirana, especially Patirana for me.
हाँ, and I think for that matter ताउस उनकी ये एशिया कप में कैसी परफॉर्मेंसेस रहती है वो बहुत मैटर करेगा. वो अच्छी तरह से खेल पाएंगे और जिस तरह से वो अपने स्किल्स को आगे रखेंगे वो आपका ध्यान में रखेगा कि आपके वर्ल्ड कप में कैसी परफॉर्मेंसेस रहती है. बट आई थिंक फॉर नाउ लेट्स लुक एट श्रीलंका's बैटिंग बिकॉज द मैच हैज स्टार्टेड. श्रीलंकन बैटर्स विल बी देयर. क्विकली चेतन, क्या स्कोर अच्छा स्कोर रहेगा श्रीलंका के लिए?
I think obviously 300 अगर वो बना लेते हैं तो ऐसी तो कोई बात नहीं है, but I'm not sure if this is a 300 pitch. I think given Bangladesh's batting, 280 so I think would be a very, very good score to put pressure on Bangladesh, but anything above 280 is a winning score for Sri Lanka.
Okay, so 280 there. Taos, what's your take?
280 plus.
Yeah, exactly, 280 plus, something like that. I mean, wickets, which is what they said, like wicket is quite slow in Premadasa. कुछ खास बैटिंग ट्रैक जैसा आपको लाहौर में मिला था वैसा तो नहीं मिलेगा, तो टीम थोड़ा अपसेट हुई कि भाई हमको वैसा विकेट मिलता तो मजा आता. बट देन यहाँ पर तो लाइक 280 प्लस 290 मैक्सिमम हो सकता है. बट देन दे हैव द बैट्समैन यार, दे हैव द बैट्समैन टू स्कोर. वहां पर इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि आपको वहां पर बैठना है और जितना मिडिल ओवर्स में आप जितना अक्यूमुलेट कर सके करें. उसके बाद तो आपके पास स्टार्ट मिडिल ओवर्स एंड देन ये you have to have a fiery start, which I am seeing कि थोड़ा slow है. यहाँ पर 13 in first 2 overs, 13 तक पहुंच गए. तो a good start in 10 overs followed by middle overs, cautious approach followed by last में जो sudden death overs में रहेगा वो उनको बढ़ा लेना. तो 280, 290 plus competitive toll, which I don't believe Bangladesh can ever chase against Sri Lanka, against this Sri Lanka.
Well, let's see what happens in the match. 280 plus, 290 plus. Let's see where Sri Lankan batters take the score too. But till then, thank you so much, Chetan and Taus, for joining with me. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in this live session.
Fastest cricket score updates या सबसे detailed stats.
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या healthy debates.
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज. सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म. क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.